Your retreat isn't built from your curriculum. Your retreat is not built from your curriculum. It's built from your scars, from your stories, and the parts of your identity that people always said that you were too much or even not enough. Now, I don't know if you know this, okay, but I'm gay. And in case you didn't notice, Colette is black, okay? So we have an identity, and the folks who follow us tend to be in those communities. But that's not why they follow us. They follow us because of our stories, because of our shared stories, because of they see themselves within us. So your lived experiences are a lighthouse for the people who need to hear from you. They don't want a polished version. So many times I see on websites these people who have they have scrubbed themselves and filtered themselves to the point where you don't see anything that's relatable because they've put themselves at such a status. You're like, okay, I don't relate to this person at all. I would feel that if I was going on their retreat and I met them, I'd be looking them as a celebrity rather than somebody I can actually connect with. So it is important for me um, that I have that connection with them. And representation is not tokenism, it is nervous system safety. So when people see you and they see the real you, they exhale. They feel, I know this person. I want to travel with this person. So I am, like I said, a queer, body positive, lived a million different human chapters. People don't follow me because I present myself as flawless. They follow me because I speak from a lived reality. And to them, that's magnetic. Colette, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm like the amen choir over here because exactly what you said. People are buying transformation from, and they want to connect. People want connection and they want to connect with someone who feels familiar, right? So a lot of new retreat leaders get hung up over, well, I don't have this certification, or I don't have this, or I haven't done this long enough, or that. None of that matters as long as people can catch your vision and that they can see themselves in you and you're just a step or two ahead, right? And I think it's so important. I say this all the time, that when I stopped trying to be and present perfection, and I stopped trying to sell my retreats, and I just talked about my genuine love and my transformation and what it was I was doing, and I was seeding the idea of what was happening on the retreats, that's when they started to sell out. That's when there was less friction, right? We're seeking community and we're in need of it, so much so. And so I think that that is really important. You make a great point there.
Yeah, there's a huge difference between leading with identity and performing it. Okay. So
Mhm.
performing identity is packaging everything about you so it's really palatable and that people just want to buy it. But leading with identity is speaking from your truth and not theatrics. You get a chance for folks to be their authentic selves. I told you that I work with clothing optional travel. I also publish a men's uh, clothing optional magazine called Go Naked. And that magazine is not about just taking off your clothes because you could do that and that gets boring really, really fast. The parts of naked that are really important are showing up as your authentic self, being honest with yourself and other people around you, being honest about your health, being honest about your money, being honest about the space you're living in, be honest about how it feels to get older. So, getting naked in our sense is more than just what people think about it as. So, for it is more about being completely authentic. And that's really all people want from you is that authentic experience.
Yep.
People want you to share a chapter of your life. They don't want the entire autobiography. Just a little bit at a time is more than enough. They want to feel your heartbeat. They don't want the entire big book all at once, especially. So Let your identity be a grounding force for them and not a costume. Does that make sense?
For sure. You know,
Awesome.
one thing that bubbled up for me was I think when we start talking, when we get out of the development of our retreat and we get into the marketing, we lean so much into the logic because we think that people are buying our retreats from the logical perspective, but they're not. They're buying it from the longing, which is why that connection is so important.
I'm I'm helping this guy create a website for, and we met last night, and he wanted to put his CV up on his website. His CV is 6 pages long. I'm like, brother, nobody is going to read this. They don't care. They
And
just want.
exactly, no one cares, no one cares. And
He's
once
like, I've
you
got
realize
27
that,
years of experience. I'm like, nobody cares that you've got 27 years of experience. I want to know that you can help me. I want to know that I connect with you.
yeah.
So it's very difficult for people to hear that and trust it. But you've got to trust who you are and that sharing yourself is going to attract your right customers.